Welcome, everyone. Today is February 14th. This is John Tiamisha for our A0 Circassian for Beginners course. We're just doing a little bit of conversational warm-up. Yinal George Kharzanash, Yinal Sha'amyes. Ahmed, what dawashat?
Sus dawas, wadi?
Satamams. Sitcha khabar widej.
Quad siya.
خبار زريوي أقمرة.
خبر زيرسي.
مركان كر زرجاء خبار زريوي مؤمة أر خبارش. No
خبارش. Yeah.
No news is good.
How do you say خبارش? خبار.
خبارف.
خبارف. Yeah. Dawas. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
خبار زريوي مؤمة أر خبارش.
Yeah. Ali dawas.
ويديج تنوب الشقة هم رخوابة.
تقشاس.
تقشاس. يخواباغر ستخواد النوبة.
يخواباغر. Are you saying what was the temperature? I think 65 degrees.
زتسقشة أقمار.
Actually, it's been 75, 80, almost 80 degrees the past couple of days. Wow. So this is weird.
نوبة سيديج سيغورا أوش يبسقوتك degrees.
20?
20 or 15.
20 or 15. Yeah, 10 and 5. Yeah.
So for our Canadian friends, that would be -3, -5. And that's warm. That's warm right now.
-11 out here.
-11.
That's warm? Wow, man.
Yeah, this time of year.
Oof.
Hola, what dawashat?
سخرزنش وداوشة جانتي.
Satamams, washa amwes, hamra, qofwa batsara. Are you cold or hot?
Quad sashash.
Quad wasaash.
Yes.
Yeah, Toronto amra, Chicago amra, yeah, the name you should teach us tokwa. This is similar.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's, everyone. I don't know how to say it in Etiquette.
Valentine's im yemachors no khoch. Happy Valentine's Day. Sinochoch. Uh-huh. Sarah.
Salam, Shanti.
Wa alaikum salam. Valentine's im yemachor sinochoch.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's, everyone. Well, let's dive in. We're 5 minutes in. Maybe I scared people off with the email that I read last week. I don't know. Where is this? Why is this not coming up?
Otherwise, just have plans for tonight.
That's true. That's true. Romantic. What's more romantic than this guttural language called Circassian? All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I took everyone's feedback to heart last week. I've cleaned up the slides and we're going to do a mix of everything that everyone likes. So let's jump in. We'll see how things go. I'm not going to spend much time on the slide because by this point in time, if you don't know this stuff, then go seek professional mental advice, you know. We all know this. We can move on.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So, class.
Sit, Shanti.
Ab khajabs yathaw. Oh.
Wow.
Ab khajabs yathaw.
Oh.
Khajabs yathaw.
Abe.
Awakhat ab.
Shalish.
Shalish. Shalim yitzarsit.
Osmanj.
Osmanj. Arashi sit wasman yathaw. Khajabs. Khat wasman thawra. Khajabs. Sit wasman thawra. Khajabs. Khat wasman thawra. Khajabs. Pashqa. George.
Sit Janti.
What's sit thawra?
Sa
سيجبستو واسمان واسمانري خجبزري سوشاغ
انت ساري يجبستو ساري يجبستو واسمانري خجبزري سوشاغ ينال
سجنتي
ويجبستو نومين بلاغرة
نومي ست نومين
نومين
هوا نومين ستلاقم
نومين بلاغرقم وست بلاغرة يجبستو
يجبستو س و презентациям ستلاقوا
يجبستو سسي بريزنتانسير بوثاو وبوثاو سسي بريزنتاتير وبوثاو أحمد
سجانتي
ويجبستو ايرون مان بلاغرة
حوا سيجبستو ايرون مان سلاورقم
وست بلاغرة يجبستو
سيجبستو سينبجوخر سوخلاو
وينبجوخر بوثاو وينبجوخم ياتخر ست
سينبجوخم ياتخر جانتيش ينالش جورج اولا يجي سارة
وينبجوخم ياتخر جورج ينالش اولاش يجي ساراش يجي جانتيش بج اولا
Sit.
ويجبستو بلاغرة سسي بريزنتاتير حمرا كينو
Sit kino.
كينو movies
Okay. So if I watch shows or movies,
ويجبستو ست بلاغرة سسي بريزنتاتير حمرا كينو
يجبستو سسوغا презентация.
سريع بقدش سيجبستو سولاغ بريزنتاتيا بريزنتاتيا سولاغ يجبستو وبولاغ يجبستو سي بريزنتاتيا و سي بريزنتاتيم خطو inside my presentation سي بريزنتاتيم خطو ست بلاغرة
Presentatia. No, not hat. Presentatia. How do you say in again?
So the word chet has two meanings in Circassian. Chet means who, as we know, but it's also a verb. Chetin. Chetin. So right now, so what I asked you is, si presentatium chet sit flower. What do you see in my presentation? Not who. I know it's a little confusing, but when I say chet, it's inside of my presentation. What do you see?
Okay. Osman shichi hijabs.
وبوثاو واسمانرا خجبزرا. سري سوثاو قبضو. سارة.
جانتي.
ويجبستو بيبسي كولا بلاورة.
حوا يجبستو بيبسي كولا صلحة وقم.
سري سلاورقم يجبستو بيبسي كولا. ويجبستو بلاورة لامبورغيني.
حوا لامبورغيني صلحة وقم.
سري سلاورقم لامبورغيني. ويجبستو بلاورة نومين حمرا شالة.
نومين.
Same in Arabic.
Nomin. What's nomin?
Mimun. Monkey.
Oh. Hawa. Are you asking me, do I see a monkey or a girl?
Do you see I said boy, but I can make a girl. What flower يجبستو what flower no mean حمرا خجبز.
يجبستو flower خجبز.
Sari khajab sothao. Sari khajab sothao. Wa bothao sa sothao. Ola wa wopshawi'a.
Can you read the verb slowly? I don't hear you say the S in the beginning.
Okay. Sa sothao.
So,
Wa bothao. Ab yethao.
yes, thou.
Sa thawra.
Shower.
Wa thawra. Ab yethawra.
Whoopso.
Whoopsawij. Hiya.
Sit Shanti.
What that was shit?
Dawood
Dawadid? Dawadida. Valentine'sm yamachor sinochwach.
انت
Sit shachabar widej. What's new by you?
What's new by me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not so sure how to answer in English, honestly, to answer in Circassian.
Whatever language. What's new?
Nothing much. I sat for my CPA exam last week.
Mabruk. Mabruk.
Thank you, but I still haven't I'm still not sure if I passed. I hope I did.
Inshallah.
And that's why I haven't attended for some time now.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Back. And I wish you the best.
Thank you, Shanti.
Okay. So we're going through this is new for most of us, I think. It's definitely going to be new for you. We're going through this verb to see. Thawun, to see. Okay, so hiya.
Sit Shanti.
What you jibstu? Shalab thawra.
Nta slagwa. Ala.
Aha. Sari yijibstu shala sothao. Wa bothao sa sothao.
Sa.
Shalam sit yithawra. Haya. Shalam sit yithawra.
Ala yithawra hijabs.
Shalam hijabs yithaw.
Ala hijabs yithaw.
Shalam hijabs yithaw.
Alim hijabs yithaw.
So what I decided to do in cleaning up these slides, just so you guys noticed, I took away the negative form because you guys know by now, you just take the question form and add qim. You just drop this you keep the most of the time, and you add the qim. So that frees up a lot of space. And then what I'm also doing is I'm creating companion slides. So here we are in lesson 1, right? So we know this, but now we're going into thal. So here's some notes. Okay, so who knows how to say in Circassian, I love you? Okay, so the way we say I love you is sa wa fua wuzothao. Sa wa fua wuzothao. So did anybody here ever see what's the
Avatar?
Avatar. That's in their fake language, that's how they say it. They just say I see you, right? So, we say I see you well. I see you well. That's how we say it. So sawa was and then when I say this to my kids and my wife, sipsa, I call them my soul, sipsa. So if I speak to my wife or my 18-year-old daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, my 7-year-old son, my 4-year-old daughter, sipsa. So And then, of course, because I want to hear them say it back to me, I ask them, what? What's the flower? What? What's the flower? Do you love me? Do you love me? What's the flower? And then, of course, they're going to say, sometimes my daughter, my 4-year-old, Hawa, Baba. I don't love you one little bit. She's just joking, though. I'm pretty sure. But Sipsa, my soul. So let's play with this one a little bit. Ahmad.
Sajanti.
Wianer flower.
Inta Sasiana for Zoslao.
So yeah, because when we do this wuzo, it's me saying it to you. But if you're talking about a third person, if you're talking about your mother, it's just, or any third person, Sasianer fusoslao. Okay. George.
Sajanti.
What? Het flower.
Family, is it like, I think I've heard unahwa, is it family?
Unahwa.
Okay, unahwa. So sa si unahwa for social.
Sa si unahwa for social.
Sa si unahwa for no, sorry, social. Yichi sa fa for I don't know how to do the I to you plural. The
Wudoshao.
Wudoshao.
I love you guys. Sa fa ua wudoshao.
Sa fa ua wudoshao.
So all we do here, I think we're not officially covering it, but unofficially, wa is you singular, fa is you plural. Okay. Sa fa ua wudoshao. I love you guys plural. Okay. Inal.
Sajanti.
What for flower?
Sa si unahwa for uzotlaho.
Sa si wanahor for social.
Sa si unahor for uzotla. Oh, wait.
For social.
Social, right.
For social. For social. For social. Sarah.
Sajanti.
Sit with the shin. Sit with the shin. Sit with the shin. For flower. What?
I didn't understand the first part.
Sit with the, what kind? Shin, food.
Oh.
Sit with the shin. For flower.
A lot of stuff. Dessert. How do you say dessert?
Shin af.
Shin af. Fua satla.
Wa shin af. For botlao. Sari shin af. For sotlao. Wa chocolate for flower.
Dash.
Qaja'a.
Qaja'a.
I'm telling you to tell me.
Oh, sorry. Chocolate. For satlar.
Sari chocolate for sotlao. Sari chocolate for sotlao. Wa pizza for flower.
And sa pizza for sapsa.
Wa chips pasta for flower. Sari chips pasta for sotlao. Ola.
Sit.
Wa sit with the machine for flower. Sayara, machine.
If I like driving?
Sit with the machine. What kind of car?
Fun. So, I'll say anything. So some Lamborghini.
Peugeot?
Oa?
Peugeot? For real?
Oh, I like it, but I don't have it.
Okay, once. Arashi Qaza'a.
Okay, sa Lamborghinis saf oa solao.
Wa Lamborghini wa botlao. Sa Lamborghini wa solao. Wa Lamborghini wa botlao. Ahmed Lamborghini wa yalao. Ola.
شعركم
Abi whoops.
تمام. أحمد.
Sit, Ola.
You have to say sit.
Sorry.
Okay. Wa Lamborghini wa yeah, thank you. Wa plagura.
Wa plagura.
Wa plagura.
Jonty, how do you say car again? Machina?
Machina.
Sa machinacher fuslauerkum.
Hello much. How do you say why again?
Sitchacha.
Sitchacha.
Sa machinacher schunu fuslauerkum. Squas quadu.
What's that for plagura? Motorcycle for plagura.
Mitorcher fuslauer.
Motorcycle. Konsta. Yemiz.
Sit, Jonty.
What? Tchilcher for plagura.
Tjecher.
Tchilcher.
Tjecher. Sit tjecher.
We should bagam datu tchilcherash.
Libraries, books.
Books.
Oh, books. Enta. But I forgot to say but.
Awa.
Sa courses. Sopiaru.
Tell me in English what you're trying to say.
I like taking courses. I like courses. Because I read a book in finance, I don't get a certificate. I take a course in finance on the same subject, I could show it off.
Korsker serai quachma nachufsh. It's I think that's how you would say it, because we don't have serai quachin means to do something. So serai quachin. Korsker serai quachma nachufsh.
Okay, too complicated.
Too complicated.
I like books.
Okay. Sa tchilcher safafsh.
Tchilcher.
Safafsh.
Safafsh. I can't say. Oh, that's don't.
But I don't love them. I like them, but I don't love them.
Okay. Sa. Klik. What was the word?
Tchich.
Tchich.
Tchicher.
Tchicher. Sa tchicher.
Safafsh.
Safafsh.
Awa.
Fuwaslauerkum. Safafsh.
Safafsh. Hiya.
Sit, Jonty.
Wish hawasser fuwaplauere.
Sawa fua with, I'm not sure.
Wish hawasser. Who remembers what's hawassa?
Husband or wife?
Spouse. Husband. Spouse. Wish hawasser fuwaplauere haya.
Do I see my husband? Is that
do you love your husband?
Anta?
Dawich.
Of course.
Dawich. Sich hawasser.
Sich hawasser.
Fuwaslauer.
So was it loud? Fu was it loud?
So you just told me you love me.
So,
okay. It's okay. Fua so loud. فوسولاو سيش حاوسر
سيش حاغسر
فوسولاو
فوسو سوثلاو.
فوسولاو. So you know what? It just occurred to me. There's another useful thing. This is all new content, right? For most people, net new stuff. Okay, good. So give me a second here. Let me think for a minute. There's another thing. We're going to do a little exercise in a minute. Just came into my head now. There we go. Oh yeah, we're going to have some fun here today. I'm going to crop this guy a little bit. So we're going to learn how to say I hate. In Circassians, the way we say I hate something, we say I don't love it. So, sa, let me see. Sa, blish hacker. Sa, blish sorry. Blish hacker. Slau. Slau. Give me a second here. Let me make sure I spelled that right. Yep. Okay. And we're going to go back here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the best way I could do it. Okay. So class.
Sit.
Sit.
Sa blish hacker Mondays. Sa blish hacker slaw khurkum. Slaw khurkum. Ooh.
All right. No way. Come on.
Them's fighting words.
Oh.
Them's fighting words, right? Sa blish hacker slaw khurkum. Slaw khurkum. So let me just color code this for you guys. I know you guys like those colors. This one red. George.
Janti.
Sab lishakar. What's
هو وبليش حكر بوشاو خورقم.
Let's just say Mondays. We don't have, let's focus on the verb. You guys can say Mondays if you want, okay? Pej, some Mondays, some Mondays, slaw khurqam. Some Mondays, slaw khurqam. Ahmed.
سجانتي.
What machine kar? Four plower.
حوا سا ماشينخر سلا خورقم.
Slaw khurqam. Slaw khurqam pejui?
Pej.
Pej. George.
Janti.
What's it? How do I say? Hang on. What's it? Tell me what you hate.
Okay. Sa I don't know the words for what I hate. Okay, I hate hate, war, racism, things like that. Hate. Shall khurqam.
Zawara, racism, slaw khurqam.
Zawara, zawara.
Zawa is war. So war and sa, zawara, racism.
Ra or ri?
Ri. Ri. Sa, zawari, racism, slaw khurqam.
So zawari, racism, ri, hate, ri. There's no word for that. Like I hate.
Mashawanaga.
Mashawanaga. Mashawaganari. Shaw khurqam.
Slaw khurqam. Inal.
Sit Janti.
What? Winnie the Pooh? For plowra. Hamra plow khurqam.
Kajia.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
What? Winnie the Pooh? For plowra. Hamra plow khurqam.
Slawa. For slawa.
So for plowra hamra faf.
Safafsh.
Safafsh. Khonsta. Sarah.
Sit Janti.
Wa lejra for plowra hamra plow khurqam.
Salajra plagwara. But some days plagwarkum.
Sa lejra for soslaw.
So sorry, can you say it again?
Sa lejra
Salajra
for soslaw.
huasotlaw.
Our.
Hawa.
How do we say sometimes? We've covered this word.
Oh yeah. Slipping off my mind.
Zazamizar.
Zazamiza. Slaw khurqam.
Zazamiza slagwarkum.
Slaw khurqam. What's it fafra?
What's it?
What do you like?
Oh, I saw traveling. How do you say?
Okay. Traveling. Let me try to think of a simple way to say it. I would say ziplahaqwa sukuma safafsh. Ziplahaqwa sightseeing. Ziplahaqwa sukuma safafsh. Okay. Ola.
Sit Janti.
Wa matematica for plowra hamra plow khurqam.
Sa matematica quadraf or tharqam.
Slaw khurqam.
Slagurqam.
Slaw.
Slagurqam.
Slaw khurqam.
Slag.
Slaw khurqam. Such hacha.
Because
So you can, I'll teach you how to say because. You could just because you say ours to me.
Ours to me?
Ours to me. Our, we all know our, however, but, right? Our. If you just say just because, like ours to me, just because.
Ours to me.
Ours to me, slaw khurqam.
Yeah, mathematica, slagurqam.
Slaw khurqam.
Slaw khurqam.
Slaw khurqam.
Khurqam.
Wa chocolate for plowra.
Nta chocolate for slago. Sol slago.
So chocolate for soslaw. Wa Mondays for plowra. Hamra plow khurqam.
Mondays for sol slago.
4 بتاع Mondays. و فيديو جبوتشكر فافرة. What do you think I asked you?
Set what's
فيديو جبوتشة.
Oh, انت زي سلاغو خلقم.
زي ستم ديجي سلاغ خرقم.
Yes, ستم ديجي سلاغ خلقم.
Okay, خونشتا. What's it فافرة?
What I like, what I love.
What you like, what you love. If I said four plow sit, what do you love? Now I'm saying sit fafara. What do you like?
Sit fafara.
Jedu tsukrut fafara.
Hi, I remember you mentioned hiking before or biking. Anyone?
Qasquhanu safafsh.
Qasquhanu safqash.
Safafsh.
Safafsh.
Yeah. Qasquhanu, it means to go walking, but it would be understood. You're not just like walking for the sake of walking. It would be understood walking, hiking, that sort of thing. They're the same thing.
Can you say it again, please?
Let me spell it for you. Give me a second here. Actually.
قزقح صف أفش.
قزقح.
قزقح صف أفش.
يا مز.
Sit.
Finans voorklagere.
Så finans så social.
Voorklagere.
Social.
Sorry for social finance. We supervisor, be a supervisor.
We supervisor. My supervisor.
The supervisor who called you and told you you had to come into work.
Supervisor Slaughurkum.
What's it fafra?
What do I like? New York.
You don't like New York?
No. I forgot how to say it. Like. Safafsh. So New York Safafsh.
Rashi. We supervisor. Be a supervisor. New York with Afsh. Sit for flower.
What job do you like?
Sit for flower. What do you like? Or what do you love? What do you love?
What do I love? Sa adigabza for social.
Adigabza for boshal.
Boshal.
Adigabza for boshal.
Wait, why
you love Circassian?
I'm trying to say I love it. Why do you say boshal? That's you.
Because I'm agreeing.
Okay.
What adigabza for boshal? Study adigabza for social. Study for social adigabza.
Okay.
We wouldn't say adigabza cha.
Adigabza. Anta.
Yeah.
How do I say had? Like had. Someone had something.
Si ash.
We ash. We quash sabi. We ash.
Whoopso. Si quashim abiyash hauser sabi qsharquash.
Okay, that's more complicated than I thought.
Yeah. My brother's wife gave birth to a baby yesterday. So we are.
Sanochuach is, I can say congratulations, right?
Yes.
Congratulations. These are Yamiz's brother.
No,
my brother.
His brother.
Okay.
I was trying to say your brother had a baby.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
Well, we wouldn't say my brother had a baby in Circassian. We say my brother's wife had a baby. You
Hmm.
can say it in English, but it sounds a little odd in Circassian.
I see.
Hang on, I'll show you guys a picture if you want to see.
Adam, right?
Adam.
Mhm.
Up and Adam. Let's see. So let's see here. The only way I can do this easily. Let's go. There we go.
Oh.
Mashallah.
MashaAllah. And then
God bless him.
he looks like he's putting him saying, Ya Allah, da'wah. And then here's him
He's
I don't know,
so
a couple
tiny.
hours later. So yep, that's Adam Yemisha, the latest addition to the Yemisha clan.
Congrats, Shanti.
Congratulations.
First appearance from Adam on
Congratulations.
YouTube.
Yeah. Sa Adam Yemisha saf'u sotlao.
Safua, Sofia.
Saf'u sotlao.
You love him.
I love him.
Sari, Adam, Sofoa, so Clau.
Hamirapso. Hamirapso. Acha nakwa haya.
Sit, Shanti.
You know, I think I mistake I'm gonna, when we go on break in a minute, I'm gonna double check with my wife. I think the question form of this is not, I think the way we say it is sit plau mechor, but I'll double check that. But tell me right now in Circassian, what do you hate?
Se blish hacher sla warqim.
I love there was no hesitation, just like the moment I didn't even have the word hate out of my mouth, just sa. She just was, you know, sa blish hacher slau khurqim. Slau khurqim. Okay. Blish hacher slau khurqim. I hate money. Sari blish hacher slau khurqim. What accounting for plau.
Nta se accounting for وثلاغ.
For so plau.
For وثلاغ.
What CPA examiner for plau.
حوا. exam سلاغ ورقم.
Consta. What's it for?
What do I like or what do
you like?
So traveling like Sarah. For with سلاغ.
Ziplahaqwa.
زبلحاقة.
Ziplahaqwa. Let's go here. Ziplahaqwa. Ziplahaqwa. Okay. So ziplahaqwa for sotlao. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, so let's go off screen share. I'm going to drop this into the chat and we're going to go into groups. And what I want you guys to do is I want you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. I'll do groups of 2. One of you have groups of 3. I want you to each tell the other person one thing you love, one thing you don't love, one thing you hate, one thing you like. Okay, so I'll go first. Sa akhsha fusa thawrkum. I don't love money. Right? Sa akhsha fusa thawrkum. Si sabicher sa fusa thaw. Sa blishhaker slawkhurkum. Sa Silajanos of Afsh. I like to work. Silajanos of Afsh. Okay. So the thing is clear? Yes, George.
So I like is saf'af.
Saf'af. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will give me a second here. I want to make sure you guys have the ammunition to do this properly. 1 second. Where did this go? Give me 1 second here, guys. So I'll just put it here. You guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? Give me a second. I'll share my screen. I'm going to pause the video.
Oops, so gentil.
How'd you guys like the breakout rooms?
It went really, yeah, it went
All right.
by fast.
So voorslagen.
All right. So on the break, I consulted my wife and I realized I didn't give you guys the correct form of what do you hate, right? So here I just updated the slide. I updated slide. It's funny, when I was younger and learning Circassian, I grew up in Halden and I had friends in North Halden. And sometimes my brain would get stuck and I'd say North Halden, North, instead of North Halden. So if you say, what do you hate? It's sit plow mechor, okay? When we ask the question, this m is what makes the negation. And then we say, I don't like something or I hate something. Sa, whatever you hate, slow, khurkum. So in this case, when we're making a statement, the qm comes at the end. When we're asking the question, there's no q, it's just m that comes in the beginning. Okay? Yes, you know.
I just had a thought. For the hurqum to be not, could it be interpreted as like not exist? So you would say, I see Mondays not existing.
Yeah, I guess so. If you're taking what I'm providing here are called gloss translations. They're literal translations. Yeah, that could be a way of putting it.
Okay.
Does not exist, does not be, will not be. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the side. Those are the notes, right? In the main course, so this is where things are simpler and cleaner. And then when I see something that's kind of like a good, interesting tangent, we'll go here. The main course notes are here. Okay, so main course versus the notes. Okay, so class.
Sit.
Wasman khajabs yathaw. Wasman khajabs yathaw. Fa khajabs flawra. Sarah, what khajabs flawra?
انت خجبت ستلاغوة.
So thaw. Inal. Wasman flawra.
Tassa wasman slagwa.
Ola, wasmanra مخجبزرا flawra.
Da Osman khijabs po sao.
So thaw. Wasmanra khajabzra bo thaw. Sari so thaw. Wasmanra khajabzra. Ahmed.
Sijati.
Machina flawra.
Hawa machiner slawkum.
What's the flawra?
Sa Osmanra khajabja soslaw.
Sari wasmanra khajabzra so thaw. George, whoopsa wea?
CH. CH. So I noticed that sometimes maybe because you're doing it spontaneously or something, but sometimes you when you say and, you say blah 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 ra instead of blah 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 ri. And I was wondering why that was. Is it like a more informal version of ri, or is it like in another dialect, like the Western dialect or something?
No, it's like it's exactly the difference between and also. Think about it. In English, you can say I have a sandwich and also something to drink. I have a sandwich and something to drink.
Yeah.
They mean kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But when you say the also, it's almost like you're adding a little bit of emphasis to the fact that you have a string of things that are connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah. So that's what ra does. It's like and also.
Ri is like and also.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And ra is just and. You can use ra or ri with nouns. You would generally use ri with verbs.
Okay. Because I heard I think I've told you before. I once heard a song where there was ri between words in the song.
Mm-hmm.
So in the lyrics.
Yeah.
So I kind of picked up from that, but that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. They're both acceptable. They're both acceptable. It's a stylistic choice, but you would use ri with nouns when you want to emphasize the fact that there are multiple of them in this chain.
Okay.
So if I said, for example, let's say I go to lunch, right? I see my friend. I have an apple and I have a sandwich. And now this guy, oh, what a poor guy you are. You know, sa sandwichery, ma'arissery, zagwarisizafentry, sa afri, shkin afri, chocoladery, psori siash. Now he's trying to show off by saying, I have this and this and this and this.
Oh, okay. There's something very similar in Japanese. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, really nice. Okay.
Cool. Yamiz.
Sit.
What hit Plaura? What hit
book?
What hit Plaura?
أنت ستيخ سلاغورا
Sochau.
Sochau.
What hit Maso Plaura? How many hit Qued Plaura?
Tich quad so slau.
Sorry, hit Qued Sochau. Sorry, hit Qued Sochau. Hiya.
Sit Shanti.
What's it Plaura? What's man? Hamra no mean.
Se Osman Soslago.
What was man bo thou? What no mean Plaura?
What?
No mean, Maymun.
Oh, okay. Hawa. Se Mumin.
Slauerkum.
Soslago.
Sari slauerkum no mean. Sari slauerkum no mean. Class.
Sit.
Salim, the boy. Salim. Ab. Zagorjea.
Oh.
Zagorjea. Zagorjea. Ab. Zagorjea. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the notes section because, and again, this is where I'm trying to, some of you guys want to go into more content. Some of you guys want to understand the verbs. So we're going to do both. So this is kind of the main deck, but the story originally said, Ab khajabzim jre'a. So this verb is a very tricky verb. Okay. We're going to cover just a little bit of detail here. So if he or him, the way we say it is him, the girl says to. Says to. Him, the girl says to. Okay. So let's go back and forth. Just bear with this for a minute. So if I say, sa zagwar jzo'a, I say something. Wa zagwar jbo'a, you say something. Abu je'a, abu yitzar je'a, he says his name. Wa khabar jbo'a, you are saying the news. Wa zamaner, sa zamaner jzo'a, I'm saying the time. Okay. And then if I'm making it in the question form, we all know by now these prefixes change. The The verb root doesn't change, but the prefix changes. Sajasara. Do I say? Wajapara. Are you saying? Wazagwarjapara. Are you saying something? Abajiara. Is he saying something? So this is the trickiest one of them all, right? Because this jiz, jizol, we drop the o. We've seen this a lot, right? Sa, sopsacha, sipsachara. We drop the o. Wa, wopsacha. Wa, jaboa. Right? We see that a lot. Something in an o with this u singular. And again, we drop it. Jipara. Right? This b, jipara, becomes a p. Jipara. Okay? And then abu, this is the trickiest one. Abujea, he says something. Abujiara, is he saying something? Abujiara. Now, the problem is when we say something, right? Remember, we said the difference between sopsacha, I talk. Sopsacha, sasitam deji sopsacha, zazamiza sopsacha, kaumovatu sopsacha, right? Sopsacha. But we don't talk our names. We don't talk a story. We don't talk the news, right? We say our names. We say a story. We say the news. And if we're going to say something, 99% of the time, we say it to someone. I mean, we could be crazy and just talk to the world. We could talk to ourselves, right? But 99% of the time, if you're going to say something, you're going to say it to someone. And this is where this verb gets very complex. So don't worry if this doesn't sit in your heads. I just want you to know it exists. Then we'll go back to the main story. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's a lot of, these are all the forms. I didn't illustrate them or anything. They're in the notes if you want to go. Okay, they're in the notes. And all I have here, I'll probably clean them up at some point. What I have here, they're not in table form. I just have the statement form and the question form. Okay, but I have the most common ones you might encounter here. Sawa bjzoa. Sawa sitsar bjzoa. I'm telling you my name. Wasa bjboa. Wasa zagwar bjboa. You're telling me something. Ab jrea. He tells. I didn't put it here because it's in up here, the example, and I didn't want the table to get really big. Ab khajabzim jrea. Ab yanam zagwar jrea. He's telling something to his mother. He's saying something to his mother, right? Sawa jesara. Am I saying something? Am I telling you something? I'm sorry. Am I telling you? Do I say to you? Do you say to me? Okay. Sawa bjesara. Sawa zagwar bjesara. Am I telling you something? Am I saying something to you? Wa sa bjesara. Are you saying something to me? Are you telling me something? Is he saying something to the girl? Okay, so this is just for you guys to understand this exists. If you hear me pop one of these things out, it's because this verb has lots of complex forms. But now we'll just experiment with a very simple one. Okay, so open your microphones again. Class.
Sit.
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 Wasman zagorjea.
Wow. Tabajiar.
Abizagorjea.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So now we did this before. I'm not going to do a linking game, I promise. But let's all just think, what do we think this guy is saying? Sarah. Abisit. Sitjiara.
I can make up anything.
Make up anything.
Oh.
As long as you know how to say it in Circassian.
Sasi asmanch.
Abjea sasawasmanch. أبجيء سسا وسمانش أبجيء سا بلشحخر سلاو خرقم. What did I just say?
That he hates something.
He hates Mondays.
Oh, Mondays, yeah.
Inal.
سجانتي
شعالم ست جيئرة.
شعالم جيئة سخجبس لاغوا سلاغوا
شعالم جيئة سخجب سلاغ
سلاغ
سخجب ويقوغمشا شعالم خجب زرف وتلاغرة.
ساري شرقم
أرقم ديبفنش خونشريخون может быть خونشريخون خونشرا
أراد
أولا
Sit.
شعالم جيئة سسيت واسمانش حمرا شعالم جيئة سشكنم سفافش.
Sajiash shalem jea. Sawitsa rosmansh.
So you're mixing from last class. We've burned it into your head. Shalem je'a.
Oh, I put
Well, because you said, I said, the boy says, which worked when we were playing the linking game. But right now, I'm just asking you, what does the boy say? So you say, Shalem je'a.
Yeah.
Sit shalem je'ara.
Shalem je'a wawitzer osmansh.
Wawitzer osmansh. Khonshta. Ahmad.
Sajanti.
Shalem je'ara. $1 billion سخويش. Awa hamra shalem je'ara sa COVID سخويش.
Shalem آخر جي أرقم.
أبخدو جي أرقم.
أبخدو جي أرقم.
ست جيئرة.
شعالم جي سسوغوافا.
سسوغوفا.
سسوغوفا.
ست حاجة شعال رغوفرة.
شعال مغوفا خجبزر يسلاو.
شعالم خجبزر ثواشي مغوفا.
Okay, so he saw the growth, that's why he's happy. Okay.
When we add that thawashi, there's no R in it, but we add thawashi, that little E, it's like saying that's why he's happy.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's yeah, okay.
George.
Janti?
Such alam ji'ara.
Okay. J'ai
داوشت انت ويقوخمش ست خجابزم زرجيئرة
خجابزم جاء بس أرقم
سخرزنش خنشرخون maybe خنشرخون يمز
ست
شعالم جيئرة سا خجابزخر سلاو خرقم حمرا زغور نغش جيئرة.
What's the زغور نغش?
زغور نغش.
زغور.
Something else. Zagwar is something.
Zagwar.
Nawash means another. Something else.
Ask it again, sorry. Ijiri.
Shalim ji'ara. Sa khajabs sla khurqam. Hamra zagwar nawash.
The boy says the girl doesn't like.
He hates girls.
He hates girls or
something else.
Or something else. أبي جاء خجبس هو يثاو.
أبي جاء خجبس هو يثاو. He loves the girl. Okay. High opinion. Okay. Bold moves there. Sarah.
Shanti.
ست عالم جي أرى.
عالم جي أرى. Trying to think of other things to say. عالم جي أرى. شأددش.
عالم جاء نوبة شأددش.
نوبة شأددش.
نوبة شأددش.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yes.
Why do you say abajea and not arjea?
Because ja'an in Circassian is a transitive verb because you can say something to someone. It can take an indirect object. All verbs that can take an indirect object, or all verbs that are transitive verbs, will always take a b as its pronoun. Verbs that do not take, that are not transitive in Circassian, will always take ar as its pronoun.
Oh, okay.
And if you see ar as a pronoun, you would always replace the pronoun with a noun that ends in r. And if you see a b, you would replace the pronoun with a noun that ends in So, Shalim je'a. The boy says, because the boy can say something, and he can say something to someone. Ar mapsasha. Shalir mapsasha. Because speaking in Circassian, we don't speak something, we just speak. We just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Concept is clear?
Yeah, that's so.
Okay, so-ish. Don't worry about which verbs do what. Just understand this thing exists in the background. And that's why sometimes it's ar, and that's why sometimes it's ab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hiya.
ست جانتي.
شعالم ست جيئرة.
تعلم أبي جيئة أر تحماخ ورسلاخ ورقم.
He doesn't like weeks.
Which one?
بلش حكر.
بلش حخر.
ناقد قتلج. بلش حكر. سلاو خرقم.
سلاخ ورقم. بلش حخر سلاخ ورقم.
وري هاي وري يبقدو جبرة.
س جي
جزوءة.
جزوءة زبت لحاقوة.
زبت لحاقوة صف أفش.
لحاقوة صف أفش.
Wow. That was a really complex statement. In the next class, we're going to spend more time on to say, okay, we'll go through that. But let's do a recap of this. So this is, I'm throwing a little bit of everything in. We're moving through the story quickly. We're throwing a lot of vocabulary. We're getting some extra notes. We're doing some tangential things. We're going into verb complexity, and we're going to have story time and reading practice. Okay, so what did we learn in this little section today? We learned that mirshalas abizgwar yithau abiyithau khajabs. Okay, abiyithau. So it's not, we don't say the person, right? Ab, him, yithau. This at the end of it means the thing that he saw, or the thing that he sees. Yithawr. Ab yithawr khajabs. Ab khajabzim zgur jre'a. He says something to the girl. we haven't discovered yet. Tune in next class and you shall find out, right? But before we wrap up, what I'd like everybody to do, open up your mics. All right. And without looking at the screen, I'm going to give you guys each a minute or two. Yinal.
Sutjanti.
Zagwar mekhabarim tehuawa. Wipsachacha baja'a. Tell me in your words something about the story.
Mekhabarim shalem yash. Khajabs yash. Shalem khajabs yashahwa. Shalem khajabs qatwaj. Itano shalem khajabs jiash. Jriash. Also close.
Shalem khajabs zagwar jriash. Okay. Yatana, what's it fafarawa?
The Shahwa Satlafafsh.
Satlana wafafsh. Sit Lau Mechur.
What did I see?
What do you hate?
Oh, right. That was the new form. Ma'arasa.
Ma'arasaka. Itana, what's it wablaura?
For Slahura. Psa for Slahura.
Psa, hamara psa.
Psa.
Psa. Psa for wablaura. Khunsta, wabso. Hola.
Sit, Janti.
Machabaram teohuawa. Wipsachacha. Zagwar qja'a.
Machabar Osmansh Blish Monday Slow Khurkum. Yichi Osman was Slow Hijabs.
Wasman Khajabs Yithau.
Yithau. Yichi Osman Zagwar Jaya.
Jaya. Taj. Khja'a Zagwar Thau Mekhur.
Can you say it again?
Khja'a Zagwar wa Thau Mekhur.
What I saw?
What you hate.
What I hate. Mathematica. Thau Khurkum.
Khja'a Zagwar Afr.
Sasiana or Sothau.
Forbotlau. Chocolade Afra.
Sufafsh.
Sufafsh. Khunsta wupso.
Wupso.
Ahmed.
Sujati.
We chazur khwash. It's your turn.
Chazur. Chazur.
Chazur. Chazu. Chazu is turn. We chazur khwash.
Let me just write that down. That's a good word. Chazu. Turn.
You know what? If you want to really, I'm sorry, if you want something really nice, I say this to my wife. My wife says this to me because her father said it to her mother and her mother said it to her father. Your word is my command.
Oh, I don't want that command. What was it? Siwanafash.
Yeah. Your word.
Yeah.
Si is my wanafa command.
So I use the Arabic term jokingly with my wife. When she asks me something, I say ala aini wa rasi, which means eyes on my head. And she knows, even though she doesn't speak Arabic, that I'm being facetious. Okay. Mechabarim tihuau qabjishans sqalar khajabzer yishawash. شعالر خجبزر زغور جريئة شعالر خجبزر جريئة يتصر يتصر شعالر يتصر وسمانش
خونشتا قجاء زغور تلاو مخور
س ماتشينا سلاو خورقم
قجاء زغور في أفر
سجنو صفافس
وجنو في أفش يتشي قجاء يوجرير lastly يوجرير قجاء زغور في أو بلاغور
سيقور فوسو فلاو
وبسو جورج
Janti?
يا قجاء ويبسالتشا زغور مخبارم تيوخواوا
تمام. Ajam خجبز يشاو أب خجبز فو يشاو خجب زمري خجب زريم. How do you say that? Like,
what's the verb you want to use?
I mean, like, she also loves. Is it khajab zamri or khajab zarim? Sorry,
khajab zamri.
Khajab zamri. Okay. Khajab zamri. Like him, but in the other case, like, is it odd or not? Like another case.
Yeah.
Khajab zamri. Him.
Khajab zamri yazim.
Yazim. Okay. Khajab zamri yazim. هو يشاو عجم يتسأر وسمانش خجبزم يتسأر سابيناش مش عارفهم جانتي وجبوء دعوة في شتخة
جاء زغورف وبلاغرة جاء زغورف وبلاغرة ست وبلاغرة
سفا ودو شاو كودو
ست فاطرة ست فاطرة
سب بزخر languages سب زخر سف أفش
ست لاغ مخور racism
like any like cruel things. Okay, cruelty. Let's say cruelty.
Zalimira.
Zalimira.
Yeah, it comes from Arabic. Zalimira.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, yeah. Interesting. And the ending is Circassian. It seems like okay.
Yeah, we make it
interesting.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Zalimira is it Schaal Khortam? Okay. Schaal Khortam. There was another question, the fourth one.
That's it.
No. Okay. وبسوج أنتي.
وبسوج. يمز.
ست.
Yeah. وري ويتشزور خواش قد جاء زغور مرت خبارم تيخوا ويبسالتشا.
يجري.
قد جاء tell us. قد جاء مخبارم تيخوا about this story.
Okay.
About the story. Zagwar, something. Vipsashacha, in your own words.
Okay. Mirsh alash alam yitzar osmansh osmansh zugwar yes yeshagwar yeshal abi yeshal khajabs abi khajabs zugwar yeshal no Jirea.
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 Abi khajab zagwar jirea.
Jirea. Abi. How do I say? Abi. I forgot to say. He says, "I'm gonna cheat."
He says, "I'm gonna cheat." Why would he admit that, especially on Valentine's Day?
No, he loves her. I said he loves her before. Remember?
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not gonna cheat.
No, that's not it. I want to say he says, what's he say to her? Abi. Okay. Abi. He asks her how's her family. Abi. Khajabs yukhar dawashit jaa.
Okay. Good. Qja'a zagwar f'ua p'lawghr.
Qja'a zagwar. Tell me something I like or love. Sa finance f'ua. Forgot the word for love again.
Social.
Social.
Social means to see. Or social means I love. So it's very simple. I see social. Social. Sa televisor social. Sa we nakur social. Okay. I see the TV. I see your face. But if you want to say I love something, right? I love my mother. So you just add that fua in there, and it becomes a whole new verb, even though it's the same verb. So, sit fua p'lawghr.
Sa finance fua social.
Sit afara.
Sit afara. What do I like? Sa. How do I say Chinese?
The language?
No. Chinese. Chinese shay. Sifafsh.
Kitai shay.
Sa kitai shay. Sifafsh.
Sit p'lawghr mekhur.
Sit p'lawghr mekhur. That means that's the same. Oh. I said something to Ahmed I can't say in the recording.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you after the class is done recording.
Blichachar sechwarkam.
Okay. You hate Mondays. All right. Sarah.
Said something.
Sorry, I
have to look at my notes.
Wait. Try without your. It's better if you get 2 things out without your notes than if you read 10 things with your notes.
Okay. Osman khajab yitlaw. Abe khajabzam jirea. Osman بلا شغوة خورقم تلاو خورقم that's what I remember.
Okay. قجاء الزجور فو بلاغر ست فو بلاغر و what do you love?
Sa,
Mhm.
sa, sorry, this is a long word. Ziplahaqwa, fua saplau,
زبلحاق فو صلاغ
saplau.
قجاء الزجور بفأفر.
So what do I love?
What do you like?
Oh, sa shken sasifash.
شكن سفافش.
Shken
شكن.
sasifash.
شكن.
Shken.
يطانا ست لاغ مخور. What do you hate?
Sa ziv plau khwarqam.
What is that?
Ziv, is it that how you say insect?
tsiv.
Ziv.
Tsiv. Yeah, tsiv. Tsiv tslaw khorkum. You hate bugs. Okay, thank you.
Hope so.
Aya, we saved the best for last.
Janti. Yes.
قد جاء الزجور مخبار متيوهواوا.
صبيم يتقر أسمانش وسمانش. أبي خجب فوا يفلاغ. خجب زمري يزم فوا يفلاغ. أبي خجب يؤخر قفانو سلاخ ورقم.
قفانو سلاخ ورقم. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. قد جاء الزجور فوا بلاغر. Tell me something you love.
Accounting فوا وزفلاغ.
فوا سوشاو.
فوا سوشاو.
Okay. و CPA examen فوا بلاغر.
حوا CPA examiner سلاخ ورقم.
سلاخ ورقم. وشوكولات فأفرة.
انت الشوكولات سأفش.
صاري سف أفش شوكولات. All right, everyone. We're going to leave it there. Stop.